Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our weekly press conference. We have two topics today. First is the Hispanic Heritage Month with the introduction of our Hispanic Latine Advisory Council and plans for the first ever Fiesta on the Square. Second, we are very happy to announce a reopening of the Flagship Fund Grant. So this morning, I'm honored to share some exciting news about Hispanic Heritage Month here in Erie. Hispanic Heritage Week was first recognized as a week-long event back in 1968 by President Johnson. This was later expanded to Hispanic Heritage Month by President Reagan in 1988. And it's observed from September 15th tomorrow to October 15th. Hispanic Heritage Month gives you a great opportunity to accomplish three things. First, you can commemorate the anniversary of the independence of several Latin American countries. Second, honor the history and heritage of our diverse community. And third, celebrate the rich cultural diversity, contributions, and achievements of our Hispanic and Latine neighborhoods. According to the 2020 U.S. Census, Hispanics and Latinos are a fast-growing, multiracial group here in America. In fact, in 2020, 62.1 million people identified as Hispanic or Latino and made up 18% of the U.S. population. Census data has shown that the Latin Americans make up about 8% of the city of Erie's population. Recognizing the accomplishments of Erie's Hispanic Latine community is critically important to me. As you know, part of my vision for Erie is that we celebrate our rich cultural diversity. What better way to celebrate our rich cultural diversity than by recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month, which begins tomorrow here in Erie. Today, I want to showcase our Hispanic Latine Advisory Council, which is comprised of an incredible group of committed, service-oriented, energetic people, some of whom you will hear from today. Right now, I am pleased to introduce to you Brandy Cortez, who is instrumental in handpicking the members of the Advisory Council and is an integral part of the amazing team. Brandy, will you join me at the podium for a moment here? Sure. Since 1995, Brandy Cortez has provided various social services, case management, and counseling services here in Erie and throughout Erie County. These services specialized in mental health, developmental disabilities, and substance abuse disorders. At Gannon University, Brandy earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in mental health counseling with a minor in social work. She went on to get her Master's in Science degree in counseling psychologist with a certification in secondary guidance also from Gannon University. Brandy is an adjunct professor now at Gannon, teaching in areas of social work and psychology. Brandy is a board member of the Erie Latino Leadership Association, and she is a commissioner for Diverse Erie, which focuses on diversity, equity, and inclusion issues, and the needs for the BIPOC community throughout Erie County. By the way, BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. Brandy says that her greatest achievement are her two children, Kira and Matthias, who have also continued her passion of commitment to community service in the city of Erie and Erie County. Brandy's drive toward community involvement originates from her own experience growing up in poverty on the Lower East Side here in Erie. Her father and her family are from Costa Rica. Brandy emphasizes the individuals and families struggling with foreign languages, limitations, language barriers, and a lack of opportunity, especially for the BIPOC community. One of Brandy's major goals is to assist with creating, investing, and advocating for an environment in the city of Erie and Erie County where people of all colors and backgrounds are welcome, included, and have equal opportunities. I am confident, Brandy, that you will achieve this goal. Everyone who knows Brandy knows she is a real dynamo. Brandy, will you now please introduce the rest of the council? Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sure.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mayor. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate how committed you are to make the Hispanic Latine community feel welcome in Erie, to ensure that they have a voice with your administration and that they're able to access city resources. I'm excited to be part of that. I'm looking forward to working with you and on important issues to the Hispanic and Latine community in Erie. With us today are members of this incredibly diverse and talented 11-person Mayors at Hispanic Latine Advisory Council. When we chose the official name of the group, we were intentional about being inclusive and calling ourselves the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council. For those who are not familiar with the term Latine, it was created by the LGBTQ plus Spanish speakers using to illustrate gender inclusivity. Now it's a pleasure to introduce our team. Vanessa isn't here with us today, but she has served on the city's Community Police Relations Group and currently serves on the city's Strengthening Police Community Partnerships Council. She is also a board member of the Crime Victim Center of Erie County. She is a former commissioner for the Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf's Committee on Latino Affairs and former board member of the Erie Latino Leadership Association. Marie Colon Gonzalez also isn't here with us today, but she is an income maintenance caseworker in the State County Assistance Office with more than 15 years of experience helping the Hispanic population of Erie County with language barriers and self-sufficiency. Marie was born in 1990 in Puerto Rico. She grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, and moved to Erie with her family in 2000. In 2008, she graduated what was called from the Perseus Charter School of Excellence, was honored with Student of the Year Award, and served on student government as treasurer, vice president, and president. After graduating, Marie worked as an interpreter through the Spanish Bilingual Services. She is the mother of 6 children. In 2014, Marie began working for the Multicultural Community Resource Center. She served as an interpreter and later as an aging case manager, office manager for interpretation, and as a drug and alcohol case manager before moving on to the County Assistance Office. In 2021, she graduated from what was then called Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania with a Human Service Associate degree. Recently, Marie earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from what is now Penn West Edinburgh and is currently pursuing her master's degree. Marie is committed to serving the Latino Hispanic population in the Erie area and deserves to be part of future changes and growth in the city by representing and being a voice for the community. The rest of the Advisory Council are with us today. Actually, we're missing a few, but that's okay. I'll ask you each to rise while I introduce you. From my left, first to stand up is Gloria Cota-Robles. Gloria Cota-Robles was born and raised in Tucson, Arizona. As the granddaughter of Mexican immigrants, she credits her Hispanic heritage and upbringing for her positive outlook on life, despite struggle, her determination to improve the lives of others, and the importance of strong family relationships. She graduated from the University of Arizona with a bachelor's degree in political science in 1993. Gloria has over 20 years of experience working with adults with mental illness. She developed and managed financial programs, first through case management support services and then in Erie County Care Management, which focused on promoting financial literacy in the diverse and vulnerable population. Gloria has 2 children. Her adult son was born with optic nerve hypoplasia, resulting in total blindness. At 3 years old, he was diagnosed with developmental disabilities and autism. These challenges have provided many life lessons as she learned with her family to navigate support systems available to families with special needs children. In recent years, Gloria has transitioned from public service to working at home to take care of her family. She hopes the next chapter in her life affords her the opportunity to share her expertise and experience to contribute to meaningful change for women and families in Erie County. Gracias. Dr. Ricardo Escadajia is not here today. He graduated, again, we refer to him as Rocky, Dr. Rocky. He graduated from Christian Brothers University in Memphis, Tennessee, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences with a minor in psychology. Rocky obtained his Doctor of Physical Therapy from the University of Tennessee Health Science Center in Memphis. With more than 10 years of experience in physical therapy, Rocky moved to Erie in 2017 and now works as a whole health program manager at the Erie Veterans Affairs Center. Part of his responsibilities include to improving outreach to the Erie VAMC staff to enhance their overall health and well-being. Rocky plays an integral role, as the special emphasis program managing the VAMC's Hispanic employees. He is passionate about educating others about the many historic Hispanic leaders in military and the health field. Dr. Escadajio also serves as the chairperson for the Diverse Erie Commission, advocating for and promoting new initiatives for the BIPOC community. Israel Estrada is also not here with us today, but he is a native of Honduras, a composer and a gifted musician. He draws great joy from music and is passionate about sharing that joy with the audiences and the students. He began his musical career at the age of 7 in a musical school dedicated to children, where he began playing the cello. At the same time, he was impacted by many different musical composers that have shaped musical history forever. As Estrada progressed in his studies, he became more intrigued about the art of musical composition. His first musical theory teacher taught him the theoretical basis and foundations to create music and tutored him until his composing skills evolved, and he was able to create his first repertoire of compositions. Israel continued his studies at Mercyhurst University, where he expanded his knowledge in music and composition and graduated with a BA in musical performance. This helped him to get experiences composing music, making music arrangements, and playing with different groups in the U.S. and around the world. Israel has worked as a music teacher in different areas, including cello, voice, piano, and more. He has worked with churches and as a church musician and worship leader, and is currently working with 2 Methodist churches, as well as getting education and guidance to become a minister. He lives in Erie with his 2 sons, Israel, age 8, and Jackson, age 6. Gracias. Lourdes Chasso. Lourdes is a Mexican native who immigrated as a child with her family to Chicago. In 2005, Lourdes earned her Bachelor's of Arts in Photography from Columbia College Chicago. She worked in the photography department at Columbia College Chicago, along with the Museum of Contemporary Photography's exhibition department, in collaboration with the Chicago Public Schools. In 2007, Lourdes moved with her family to Erie, where she became the program director for the Inner City Neighborhood Art House. Her ties to the community include her seat on the Governor Shapiro's Advisory Commission and Latino Affairs, and as a Democratic committee woman for Erie's 6th Ward, and as a mentor for the Gaia Youth United, a teen group focused on social justice topics. Lourdes is also the vice president of folk traditional arts for the Chroma Guild. Lourdes was also in the Erie Readers 40 Under 40 class of 2019, and was Erie's Arts and Culture's Carla Hughes Art Educator of the Year for 2022. She is pursuing her career as a mixed media artist with focus on social justice causes. In this work, Lourdes seeks to center the experiences of Mexican immigrant women in the United States. Thank you, Mario Medina. Attorney Mario Medina, is the 3rd generation of his mother's side of his family to call Erie home. Mario's father was a well-known Latino advocate in Erie and familiar to many Spanish-speaking from his time co-hosting a weekly Spanish radio program on WERG 90.5 FM, Gannon University's radio station. After graduating college from Gannon, Mario worked as a union organizer for the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 1996, based in Atlanta. Mario attended law school at the Ohio State University and is grateful to once again live close to his family and serve the community of Northwestern Pennsylvania. Mario also serves on the board of directors for the Greater Erie Community Action Committee. He is also a drummer and a hopeless Buffalo Wings addict. He is currently Erie's only Spanish bilingual attorney. Eduardo Eddie Ocasio. Eduardo, or we call him Eddie, was born in Philadelphia, and after a year in Puerto Rico, his family moved to Erie. Eddie is the program director of the Multicultural Community Resource Center's Family Support Center in collaboration with the Housing Authority of the City of Erie. Eddie has been a community activist for the Latino community since 1991. He is also the co-founder and member of the Erie Latino Leadership Association, also known as ELLA, since 2015. ELLA focuses on enhancing the lives of Latinos in Erie County and is also the only nonprofit. Since 2020, Eddie has become a member of the Erie's Philharmonic's Board of Governors. His professional experience has led him from HIV testing and counseling and drug and alcohol counseling to employment coordinator. Eddie's experience with the community includes several planning committees, the annual Erie County Hispanic Festival, health fairs, and more. Eddie is also the DJ for the weekly Spanish show on Gannon's WERG 90.5 FM with over 10 years of experience playing Spanish music and informing the community about events and opportunities. Armando Reyes. Armando was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. Armando Reyes grew up immersed in deeply rooted Mexican community. Attending public and private schools, he began to realize that most of the issues facing his community were derived from a lack of opportunities and resources. After moving to Erie in 2007 to start a career as an auto mechanic, he began to focus on how he could become part of the solution to improve issues facing his family in their new city. In 2018, he started Lake Erie Woodworks, a custom woodworking company in the heart of Erie. and he has grown into a recognized and respectable member of the business community. He also serves on the city's Urban Forest Committee, is the vice president of the Chroma Guild, which is a collective of Erie-based artists of color, and is a Cub Scout leader. In the past, he served as vice chairman on the Erie County Young Democrats. In 2020, Armando was recognized as an Erie Reader 40 Under 40 honoree. Mary Santiago was born in Newark, New Jersey, and is of Puerto Rican descent. In Newark, she established a female empowerment support group called Women Rise Up, as well as a food donation program for families in need. She moved to Erie in 2017, where she has been a community advocate, specializing in outreach services. For the past 6 years, Mary has worked as a bilingual nutrition technologist in the United Neighborhood Facilities Healthcare Corporation Erie office, which administers the State Women, Infant, and Children Program, also known as WIC. She's also served with the Erie Kiwanis Club, Erie City Moms, and many, many, many other community programs. Mayor, our group represents a microcosm of our community with very diverse backgrounds and cultures. Thank you, Mayor, for giving us the opportunity to work with you and to share our perspectives and the voices of our Hispanic and Latino community. And I also want to thank Renee, who has been instrumental for putting this all together, and all the staff, Kat, Monica, Chris, all of you. Gracias.
Thank you very much, and wow, what a group this is. I'm really thrilled with the talent that we have on the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council. I am looking forward to working with all of you going forward. Thank you for your service and for all your willingness to share your talents, your perspectives, and your insights. Next now, we're excited to announce that our first Fiesta on Perry Square will be held September 30th, 2 weeks from Friday, tomorrow, from 3 to 7 p.m. It is being organized by the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council and the Erie Latino Leadership Association. I'm grateful for all the hard work that both groups are doing to get ready for this amazing event, and I've had a chance to witness a lot of it myself. So now I want to invite Eddie Ocasio to share the details on this. Eddie?
Hello, everybody. Saludos. We're going to have a gran fiesta on September 30th, as the mayor was saying. Excuse me. I have to start by thanking our major sponsors, because without their generosity, we will not be able to make this event happen. On behalf of Ella and the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council, we want to thank Erie Insurance, Northwest Bank, Erie Seawolves, the Erie County Gaming Revenue Authority, Diverse Erie, Erie News Now, and a very special thanks to Mayor Schember for his personal donation to the Fiesta on the Square. So thank you, Mayor. We are beyond grateful for the community support of our first-time event. If you'd also like to support our efforts, you can contact the Erie Latino Leadership Association by email, and that email is erielatinosleadership@gmail.com. All right, and as you've heard, we have a Gran Fiesta on the Square. It will be held Saturday, September 30th from 3 to 7 p.m. in Perry Square, and the event is free and open to the public, so we expect all of Erie to be there. Here's a sample of what you can expect in the festival, or the Fiesta. Hispanic and Latine food and business vendors, including Amigo Taqueria, Taqueria Montes, Chihuahua, that sounds good, and Lady Mar La Lindes, just to name a few. So you're going to have a lot of food. A dance competition featuring salsa, merengue, bachata, and reggaeton. And we're going to have live musical performances, a car show from 3rd and 7th Streets on North and South Park Row. The car groups are the Hispanic car groups in Erie, and they include Las Nenas Fiebruas, The Phoenix, Rep Erie, El Combo Que No Se Deja, Chapter 2, Team Imperio 814, Team Revolutions, King and Queens of Erie. And we're going to have some unique historic cars from a couple of our major sponsors, so there are going to be a lot of cars. You're going to have children's activities, including face painting, tie-dyed flags, coloring, and games. Pastor Eduardo, Pastor Rennie, and Pastor Sonny will also be involved, pastors of Hispanic churches here. We will have community resource tables and much more. So in addition to Brandy and myself, I want to thank the other members of ELA, and that includes Diego Andújar, Jesse Camacho Vera, and Juan Santiago for helping us with this event. As more details are finalized, we're going to share them on social media. This is a work in progress. We're going to be bringing a lot more. We hope to see you all at Perry Square on September 30th to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month and all things Hispanics and Latine in Erie. Vamos de fiesta. Let's party.
Thank you very much, Eddie. It sounds like no one is going to be bored at this fiesta, that's for sure. Thanks again to the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council and the Erie Latino Leadership Association, and a special thanks to the event sponsors for making this rally possible. It is going to be a great event, and I look forward to celebrating the Hispanic and Latine cultures with all of you. For those of you who have seen the Fiesta flyer on social media, keep an eye out for the Perry Square banners that are currently being printed by Mega Graphics. Special thanks to our digital media and design specialist, Monica Gustin, who's here with us working as well. And she's come up with the design. Let's give her a round of applause. And also to Dave Rocco, special thanks, our event coordinator, and Adrian Nannon, who's here with us in the back as well. Wave, Adrian. Wave. She's our events manager, and thanks to all of them for their guidance and their support. Now I'd like to bring up Armando Reyes of Lake Erie Woodworks to share with you the mission of the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council. Armando?
Thank you, Mayor, for taking the initiative to create this council, on which I am proud to serve. The mission of the Mayor's Hispanic and Latina Advisory Council is to provide opportunities that empower our community and celebrate our rich cultural heritage. It's as simple as that. We are committed to working together to bring cultures together, provide a voice for our communities, foster cultural diversity, build trust, increase involvement, promote equal opportunity to access resources. This month, Hispanic Heritage Month, serves as a platform for promoting cross-cultural understanding and appreciation. It encourages cultural exchange, enables us to educate people about Hispanic and Latin history and achievements, and promotes inclusivity in multicultural society, ultimately strengthening our Hispanic and Latin identity here in Erie. I'm honored to be part of this group and to help bring Erie's Hispanic and Latina voice forward in the conversation, and I look forward to continuing to work together.
Thank you very much, Armando. I look forward to continuing to work with you and all the Hispanic Latine residents of Erie. It's been a whirlwind 5 months, and we have already accomplished a lot. This is just the beginning, though. Before we move on to the Flagship Grant, I'd like to read a proclamation designating September 15th to October 15th as Hispanic Heritage Month here in Erie. This is in recognition of Hispanic Heritage Month. Whereas the City of Erie promotes and fosters our rich cultural diversity, where every individual is valued for the unique talents and abilities they possess, as diversity is our region's greatest strength. Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month showcases the cultures of both Hispanic and Latine Americans as we honor their heritage rooted in all Latin American countries, coinciding with Independence Day celebrations in several Latin American nations. Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month recognizes the achievements and contributions of our local Hispanic and Latine Americans who have inspired others to achieve success. Whereas the City of Erie has a deep history of welcoming immigrants and refugees from countries all over the world, including many Hispanic countries. We are proud to have many Hispanic and Latinas serving as community leaders, educators, business owners, first responders, scientists, military members, and public servants to our community and our entire country. Whereas Hispanics and Latinas have enhanced the shape and national character with centuries-old traditions that reflect the multi-ethnic and multicultural customs of their communities, while adding their own distinct and dynamic perspectives to the story of their country. Now, therefore, I, Joseph E. Schember, Mayor of the City of Erie, hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15th as Hispanic Heritage Month. I urge all residents to celebrate our Hispanic and Latin cultures, by attending the inaugural Fiesta on the Square, which is to take place a little over 2 weeks from now on September 30th from 3 to 7 p.m. right across the street here in Perry Square. The second part of today's press conference is the announcement of the next round of the Flagship Fund Grant applications for many business owners in the city. Chris Groner, who is the city's economic and development specialist, was unable to be here with us today at 11 a.m. So I will now tell you about the next round of Flagship Fund grants. We established these grants shortly after I took office back in 2018. We wanted to use interest from the accumulating from our revolving loan funds to help local businesses. Flagship micro grants are designed to provide financial assistance to support market-ready products and services, enhance innovation, and enhance creativity. They also contribute to a thriving, sustainable business culture and improve the quality of life for residents here in the city of Erie. To date, we have distributed a total of 122 micro grants totaling almost $277 million. Sorry, $277,000. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away. Specifically, starting in 2018, we awarded 49 grants before COVID started, which they totaled over $94,000. Once we received our ARP funding, we distributed another 73 grants of $2,500 each. That totaled a little over $182,000. In honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, some of those businesses have received flagship grants in the past. They include Armando Reyes, Lake Erie Woodworks, Enrique's Southeast Mexico Tequila and Tortilla, Dinah Dominican's Kitchen. Startups and established businesses for any sector are welcome to apply with a grant idea and a sound business proposal that's going to proceed regardless of the grant funding. Funding awards will be up to $5,000 this year. This is an increase from previous grant awards, which had a maximum of $2,500. A one-on-one funding match is required. So if we give you $3,000, you have to also put in $3,000. The grant dollars will be awarded on a reimbursement basis. So the business owners have to pay, and then we'll reimburse them. Now, who is eligible to apply? A registered business in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania with physical address within the city of Erie. Preference is given to businesses with 25 or fewer employees. Preference is also given for for-profit entities. However, nonprofit organizations may apply as well. Member-based organizations and associations are able to apply if they have a mission or a vision to improve business climate in the city of Erie. Locally owned franchise owners may apply as well. Projects must be completed within 1 year of the award announcement from the city unless it was otherwise approved. The city reserves the right to receive proposed estimates, quotes, and other financial information directly related to the grant project. Some of the eligible uses for these funds include marketing and advertising expense, facade and building improvements, specialized equipment, computer hardware or software, website development. For all information about the Flagship Fund, just go to the city's website, cityof.erie.us/Flagship Fund. Over the years, this has proven to be a great way to provide support to our small businesses and entrepreneurs and to jumpstart the economic growth of our city. I cannot wait to review the applications and help with our small businesses in Erie to grow. Remember, you can find all the information about how to apply at the cityof.erie.pa.us/Flagship Fund. We had another packed press conference today. I'm excited about the Hispanic Latine Advisory Council and the first ever Fiesta on the Square, which remember that's going to take place Saturday, September 30th, right across the street at Perry Square from 3 to 7 p.m. Before closing, I want to showcase a special Seawolves game that's taking place tomorrow, this Friday, September 15th. It's a kickoff to Hispanic Heritage Month here in Erie. Erie will participate in the minor leagues baseball Copa de la Versión, a season-long event series celebrating Hispanic Latin culture. The team temporarily renamed themselves the Erie Peñatas will take the field at 6:05 The UPMC Park Game experience will be transformed with Latin music, colorful decorations, special food, drink items, and custom Erie piñatas, caps, and jerseys that will be worn by the players. The evening will close with a spectacular post-game fireworks display. What a great way this is to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month here in Erie, Pennsylvania. That concludes this week's press conference. Please continue to follow us on social media for the latest updates on everything happening here in the city of Erie. Everyone who spoke is now available for interviews, and thanks to all of you for being with us for 30 minutes here. Thank you very much.